Okay guys, this looks like a little bit. My name is Luke Tobin, I'm with the Australian Federal Police Canine Unit. I work out at Sydney Airport. The dog that I'll be bringing out to do a demonstration with, his name is Keo. And he's a firearms explosive detection dog. So his primary role is to detect and deter people with firearms and explosives in the airport area. 90% of what we do is at the airport, but occasionally we do get off-site to do some work elsewhere. Keo is a black Labrador, and he's about 5.5 years old. We got Keo when he was about 12 months old from the breeding centre, the Customs Breeding Centre out of Melbourne. And typically that's when they start to begin their actual detection training. When they're born, they stay at the training centre till they're about 8 weeks. And when they're 8 weeks old, they go to what we call a puppy walker. And a puppy walker is just a family. And then when they're with a puppy walker, they get exposed to real life areas, noisy areas. They also learn how to sit, which is what we want them to do when they find their target owner. They also learn their reward. So by the time they come back to Customs at about 12 months, they're ready to start their detection training. Detection training is about 13 weeks, it is 13 weeks. And that's the first time that the handler and the dog will come together and start learning how to become a detection canine team. The dog that I'm about to bring out, Keo and I have been together for about 3.5 years. I'm very fortunate. We both started detection training at the same time. So he was a green dog, I was a green handler, and we've learned a lot from each other. When the canine instruction school pair a canine team together, it is very much about matching the right handler with the right dog. Every dog is different, every handler is different, and that's certainly part of the process of that 13-week process, is getting the right dog with the right handler. So after 13 weeks he becomes operational. We get deployed to one of our 11 airports, or the 11 airports that the AFP are currently at. And after that period, the training is ongoing. While they are operational, we continue to build on their search parameters, build on their detection ability, and also, like the old adage, never work with kids or animals, certainly runs true with these dogs. Doesn't always work all the time. Problems will arise, and there's lots of problem solving and extra training that we can do to make sure that these dogs and their efficiencies are maintained. That's about all for the time being. So what I actually need right now, I'm going to simulate what we would do quite often at an airport and do a baggage line. So I need some volunteers. I'll probably need about at least 15 bags. Anyone would like to donate a handbag, backpack? Anybody? If you do have a firearms or explosive in your bag, preferably not. Just kidding, of course. Ready? Come on, baby. Ready?
I've got enough.
I'll start at the back. Okay, so this is just a simple bag line. Obviously, it's at the airport, obviously the dogs are what we call mass screening tools, so we do rely upon them to search large quantities of bags at a time. Usually when we deploy the dogs in a work environment, we'll work them for about 5-6 minutes, and in that time they can potentially cover hundreds of bags at a time. So this particular search is quite easy for him. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a couple passes with one up each side, and then my colleague here will put down a training bag for him, and hopefully he'll do what he's supposed to do and give what's called a classic response. And then we're going to go through the play reward system. These dogs are play reward, so they work for reward, which is a roll up towel. I'll just grab it for you right now. Okay, so it's a roll up white hand towel. That's all it is. A lot of people think that there's some sort of little treat in there. I can assure you there's nothing of the sort. If you've ever heard the myth that dogs are hooked on drugs, I have no idea where that came from, but I can assure you right now that is a myth. When we start the scent detection, we do use scented dummies, and that's how they associate their reward with target odour. And after a while, we just start using normal towels. This is the only toy they've ever played with since they were pups. So you can imagine all your kids out there, if you only had one toy in your entire life, how special would that toy be? Pretty special. And that's how the dogs see this dummy. To you and me, that seems kind of funny, being a rolled up towel. But for these dogs, this is it. This is all they work for. They get some kibble at the end of the day, which is also quite exciting. But when it comes to our training methodology, it's a play reward, and this is their reward. So hopefully, when he gives a classic response, which is what we call, which is a sit response, I'll have a bit of a play in this area for a couple of minutes, and then I'll put him back to the car. If you have any questions more specific to what we do, after the show I'll be behind the car and I'll take your questions directly. Okay, so just give me a moment and I'll go grab him, and guys, I'll probably need to just come through here, but I'll let you know. Okay. Good dog. Good boy. Come in. Initially, when we went to the Scent Association, we were using a scented dummy. As you can imagine, when they're pulling, they're whiffing that odour. And that's how, oh, good boy! And that's how they start to link target odour, be it drugs, firearms, explosives, and their reward. It's also very important that we want the dog to be very possessive of their dummy. That just keeps their drive and their intent and their desire to fire on that dummy even stronger. As you can see, oh, good boy! He's not willing to let it go, which is a good thing. Whenever we play tug of war, we play for a few seconds. We'll always let him win because we want to reinforce that behaviour. Come on! Oh! 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 Good boy! For me, Keir likes to run a lot, so I have to keep up with him. Now, would anyone like to play tug of war?
And I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts, saying, "Come and see." And I saw, and behold, a white horse.
Oops! I did it again, baby. Yeah!
Tune in tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bye for now.